Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, come in again. You're very, very welcome. It's great to see you back. I trust you enjoyed my last video on the Goo Goo Dolls and through their song Better Days, where there's can tonight be the night when the world starts again? What a great question, whether that is for relationships or bigger issues. So trust you found that one encouraging. We're going to a bunch of guys that were formed in Maryland in 1996, starting with Joel and Benji Madden. Now, the minute I mention those two names, you know I'm talking about Good Charlotte, Paul Thomas, Billy Martin, and Dean Butterworth. And these guys kind of did their thing for a while, but they did get signed, and eventually in 2002 released the album The Young and the Hopeless. They really hit the ground running, these guys, for this album, because it sold like 3.5 million copies, which is pretty amazing. So these guys were getting famous rather quickly. And what's not to love about, first of all, Joel's incredible vocals and their songwriting, and also a fusion of pop punk and alternate rock. In fact, these guys have had the fury of skate punk, the melody of pop, and the spookiness and eeriness and black faceness of 80s goth. These guys were very much influenced by the Clash and the Sex Pistols, amongst others, and so they really and truly put themselves in the punk, post-punk period. But out came The Young and the Hopeless in 2002, and there's a couple of pretty cool songs. We're already starting to see that these guys are not scared to say what needs to be said and using their music as a vehicle to have a voice. And so I've got a couple of clips from that album. We've got Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous. There we go, say no more. They're having a real dig at this thing, and we've got an official clip of that one. Then we've got the anthem. This is very much a nod to their parents and saying, hey, we want to do what we want to do. We want to carve the life that we want to do. Thank you for what you've done, but no, it's time for us to carve our own niche in the world. May have been a bit of a response to, hey, you're never going to make it big in the music industry. Well, guess what? These guys absolutely have. And so we've got the anthem. There's a live version. It's always good to get live versions in there. We then go forward to 2004, The Chronicles of Life and Death. Here we go, getting into the goth types things a little bit more. These guys are really stretching the friendship when it comes to what they're singing about and what they're talking about. But people are just really wanting to get into this way of thinking and the way of just understanding the world. I think this is one of the things that the Maddens have brought to the world, is their understanding of it, and it's pretty compelling. But in amongst all of this darkness, I suppose there is positivity and light happening as well. Probably so I've got a live version of that one. Probably where I first met Good Charlotte was through the song I Don't Want to Be in Love, or Dance Floor Anthem. This came off the 2007 album Good Morning Revival, and I've got a live and official version of that one below. I suppose this is the song I wanted to focus on today. The song is all about, talking first of all from the girl being taken for granted by the guy, and the guy being taken granted by the girl, and so they're as kind of as bad of each other, and they're calling it, hey, but they're both taking the relationship for granted. And so, what happens when we don't get on the same page and we start to do things that we wouldn't normally do when we first met? We start taking things for granted. We start pretending the other person doesn't exist, and next minute the relationship is over. This stuff's avoidable though, isn't it? And the words, I don't want to be in love, there's something about that too. Because a relationship doesn't start with the passion, it starts with friendship. Friendship takes a while to form, and friendship takes a while to become a thing. And, we want to be able to be comfortable with each other, don't we? We want to be able to be comfortable, not walk on eggshells, be able to talk about anything and everything. And that sort of stuff only comes through friends. And friendship is where it's all at, because that's often where we can be ourselves and work out who we are with other people and be friends. So the concept I don't want to be in love is an interesting one. It's almost like, well, love hasn't gone so far, but I would argue and say it's actually not love that has failed. It is actually relationships that have failed, trying to get to this ideal of love, because people just aren't patient enough to give love a bit of a go. And so the thing I love about this song, it's extremely full on, like massive sound. This one, pretty heavy with the guitar. The bass is pretty much in there as well. We've got some pretty incredible vocals going on, great harmonies and backup vocals going on. And this is such a compelling song, this one. And I think what is so compelling about it is what it's actually about as well. And there's, hey, come on, guys, do you want to be in a relationship or don't you? If you don't want to be in a relationship, just do your own thing. But if you do want to be in a relationship, what are you doing about it to make it happen? Only the Madden boys can say this in such a way to get us to think about what we're doing and why we do what we do. Because if love is worth it, it's worth it. And you're going to do everything you can to make it work. Because if love wasn't there, how would you go with that? So I think this is a bit of a call to all of us today to not take our partners for granted. So between 2000 and 2018, Good Charlotte have released 7 studio albums, 2 compilation albums, 3 video albums, 34 music videos, 2 EPs, 28 singles, estimated to have sold 11 million albums. They've won quite a few MT Music Awards all around the world, and also a Kerrang Award. And so these guys are kind of pretty well regarded by the fans. And as you've seen from the live clips below, a lot of people go to see these guys, and they just really enjoy the rawness that these guys bring to the stage, and their messages are pretty compelling. So I trust that's all a bit of encouragement for you today. So the links to all of those songs are in the description below, and I've also included my last video from the Goo Goo Dolls, so if you want to recap on them, feel free. Well, if you've come back for another one, this is your first time, the Life Reflections Through Music, thank you to everyone for being here. And I trust you've been encouraged, and I certainly still am enjoying bringing this content to you. So that's it for today. Next time we're going to go onto the band Garbage. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.